Time now for the Friend Zone. We invite our pals from within the building here at Fox onto the show. Tonight we're joined by our old friend Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo, we've seen a ton of people going up and down the elevator at Trump Tower. The left is saying, oh, it's a right-wing cabal. And yet this morning, Kanye West shows up. Afterward, the two spoke to reporters. Watch this.
Just friends, and he's a good man. Doing well. Long time. We've been friends for a long time. Life. We discussed it.
Money in 2020. Do you think that's something you still want to do in life as leader? Kanye, are you considering supporting the inauguration this year? Kanye, no comment about your meeting with the president-elect. Is the president-elect of the United States nothing to say?
I just want to take a picture right now.
Do you wish you were voting for him, Kanye?
Hold on, man. You take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. All right?
Now, I think Kanye West is about 20 minutes out of the hospital. Yeah, what was that about?
Well, if the president-elect, Tucker, wants to project, kind of stability and sanity as this part of this transition, he picked the absolute worst person in public life in America. I mean, as you suggest, he just got out of the hospital for the psychiatric emergency that he invoked, so-called dehydration and exhaustion. He canceled his St. Pablo tour. So his life has been a mess. He had Kim, his wife, Kardashian, with that robbery in Paris. So many different crazy stuff has been going on in Kanye's life. I thought when I saw this...
Wait. You're not against this. You couldn't be against this, could you?
Here's Trump. If Donald Trump wants to meet with Kanye West, that's great. I remember Kanye West
this is
actually...
outreach to an unserved community of rappers with psychiatric problems.
Right.
I mean, why is this bad?
Are, in contrast to the billionaires in the cabinet, Kanye West a couple of months ago said he was $53 million in debt, so maybe that's the kind of antidote there. He wanted a counterbalance to all these
But
rich
don't you
guys.
think it's a little weird for the press to be jumping on? I mean, I actually think this is pretty strange, and I'm not, I don't know what it means. But I do know the press didn't say anything when Beyonce went to Camp David this past Labor Day, and the president's always sucking up to celebrities, and nobody ever says anything.
Well, I actually thought that maybe this is an indication that the president-elect is having trouble getting A-list performers at the inauguration. I mean, why would you have Kanye? Kanye is such a troubled person right now. It's serious. He was hospitalized. Of course, he's invoked the insurance policy to pay for the St. Pablo tour. There's tens of thousands of disappointed fans and vendors and coliseums that were booked and so forth and so on. And here he comes marching in with this entourage. There's so much about the Kardashians generally. I have nothing against them. I mean, Kanye, if you remember back in 2000...
You got to have something against the Kardashians. Come on.
In 2005, Kanye West actually had an impact on the second George W. Bush term when he said after Hurricane Katrina that George W. Bush doesn't care about black people. I mean, that was
so
George Bush
unfair,
caused it a disgusting moment. But Kanye did indicate this past spring, apparently, that he wasn't endorsing Trump, but he sort of supported him. And a couple of weeks ago, he said he's leading the Give Trump a Chance movement. I was actually already the co-chairman of that. Why he came and why the president-elect spent so much time on him, it's unusual. Listen, I hang out with unusual people.
Well, I know you do. I read your book. So I was looking for you in the building the other day, and one of your producers said he's gone. He's on his island or an island. Where were you?
Well, exactly? I had this dream years ago when I was a penniless kid struggling to get along that I would own someday my private island, a private island in the tropics. And 15 years ago or so, I bought one 3 miles off the south coast of Puerto Rico, and I love it. My wife doesn't like going there anymore because she's afraid it's too remote, and then you have Zika virus and the financial crisis and, this and that and the other thing. So I hang out there. I bring a lot of buddies. We go fishing, and this time I was with a guy who happens to be a shrink, a good friend of mine, Dr. Gonzalez. Not that I needed it, but it's a good
Wait,
guy
so
to hang
you
out, eat rice and
retreated,
beans.
so Trump gets elected and you go to a remote island
Yeah.
with Zika virus and your shrink.
That's right. You could summarize it that way. Did you get
Like
and I
what?
give out holiday chocolates also, just to
I
round
know you
out
do.
the Renaissance man picture, just rounding it all out.
You are that, for sure, and I ate your chocolates, I'm embarrassed to say. Geraldo, thanks a lot for
All
coming
right,
on,
Doug.
and thank you for the chocolates.
All right.